Alright guys, quickly before today's video starts, I just want to show you I have overhauled my Patreon completely. If you want to get access to a private Discord server I have where I record all of my big openings. If you want to be in my openings, if you want to see them live, you're not going to be able to talk of course, but if you want to see my openings live, it costs only $3 a month. Also, if you want to get a special Patreon rank in my Top Drive server, the Top Drive's hideout, my normal server, and if you want your name in the end of every video I make, it only costs $1. So yeah, if you want to take part in my Patreon program, there are 5 levels now. All of them have different things you get when you join them. So yeah, definitely have a look at that, link in description. Now let's roll the video. Hello everybody! I can't believe that I'm doing this with a balaclava on, but this was the best way I thought to where I could actually do this in person, but you do not see the entirety of my face, because if you do not know, I have designated a special time when I'm going to do a face reveal. So for now, this is all you are going to get, right? But we are gonna talk about that in today's video. In today's video, of course, we are doing a Q&A. If you didn't know about this, I went out on Instagram and I asked you what are some questions, what is some stuff you want to know about me, and basically you gave me some questions. If you want to give me questions for a future video, definitely check out my Instagram page, because there is where I did all that stuff. Now, I'm not going to be able to answer every single question, but I've made a big page below me here of questions I would like to answer. What a voice crack. Sorry. So without any further ado, I thought we would get into it. Now, worth mentioning is that the top questions I have here, the first questions I'm going to tell you about, many people ask the same questions. So because of that, I have made them without a handle. So I will be just like, oh, this is a big question, and then I will answer it. But then I've actually got specific questions also from specific people that I will also read up. I have got around, I think 15 questions is what I chose to pick out. I think I got around 70, which is the most questions I've ever gotten, but I think that is because I said it was for a video. Now, my cat is laying in the background, so if you can hear him during this recording, it's not really my fault, and it's not really his fault either, because he is very deaf, so he cannot hear a single thing. But without any further ado, let's definitely get into this Q&A. And now the first question here, which I get asked a lot still, for some reason, and I have no idea how I still get asked it, is where are you from? Where are you from? Okay, production value is 5 billion. Where are you from? I'm not gonna bang the table anymore, because apparently my phone falls when that happens. I hope that didn't sound too outrageously broken. Okay, where are you from? I'm from Sweden. I don't know if you could tell from my very bad Swedish accent. I think that is what gives it away, right? I sound like I am from Sweden. At least I think so. And also, some people wanted to know exactly where in Sweden I live. Of course, I would not dispose of the information of exactly where I live, although you could probably figure it out from some of my videos. But I'm gonna leave that to the extreme nerds who really want to know. But I'm gonna say this: I live very close to Gothenburg, which is a city that a lot of people know about. So I live in the southern parts of Sweden. And I've said this before in videos, it's not really like the South in America. In Sweden, it's kind of the other way around. The south is kind of more like the north, you know, and the north is kind of more like the south. Yeah. Anyways, how old are you is also a question that comes up very often. I'm 20 years of age. Yeah, so that is all I need to answer for that question, I guess. And then another question I get a lot, which I don't know if that's because people have figured out I'm from Sweden, or people know that I'm from Sweden, so they ask this. But yeah, it's how tall I am. And I am actually quite tall. I'm 194 centimeters. I will put what that is on feet on the screen right now for you. Because I don't know off the top of my head, but I'm 194 centimeters at least, which is quite tall. Yeah. And then, do you have a car is a question I get all the time. And also, which car do you have? That is a big question. I get it all the time. And the answer is quite depressing. I do not at this moment own a motor vehicle. Nothing with an engine. I own nothing of the sort. But maybe if you sub my Patreon, I can afford Nissan GTR. Maybe. Do it. You don't have to, obviously. Okay, and then the last one, right? The last question that I get asked a lot is, when are you gonna do an actual face reveal? Because this is not an actual face reveal. Obviously, I'm just in front of the camera with a balaclava. This is not a big actual face reveal. So when am I gonna do an actual face reveal? And I have said it before, but I will say it here officially so everybody can hear it. When I reach 10,000 subscribers, is when I will do a face reveal. I said that first time when I had like 300 subs, just as a joke, because I knew I will never be able to reach 10k, so I can just say that. But yeah, recently it's been looking really good. We're at almost 3.1k right now, so 10k is not exactly out of grasp. So hopefully we can get there someday, and I will finally do a face reveal without just my eyes and mouth, right? Okay. And now we're gonna move on to actual people's specific questions, right? That you want to know, because that is very interesting to me, and I really want to answer them. So, first off is Reese. Reese comments on so many of my videos, and he also frequently comments on my Instagram posts and things like that, so I thought I would put his question first. I think it's fitting. What is your favorite Volvo? Okay, that is a tough question to ask me, right? But I think either the Volvo Amazon or the Volvo P1800. That is a great car. Both of those are great cars, and I really like the way they look. So that is going to be my concrete answer. I have two, and it's the Volvo Amazon and the Volvo P1800. Great cars, both of them. Then we move on to Stan Sky 14. What do you prefer, Skylines or Supras? Now this is a question that for me is a no-brainer, but maybe for someone else you really like Supras. But my favorite is Skylines. 100% I prefer Nissans over Toyotas overall, and I definitely prefer a Skyline over a Supra. No matter the Skyline, no matter the Supra. Of course, my favorite Skyline being the R35, even though that is not really officially a Skyline. Quickly followed by, I think, the R33 or the R34. I can't really decide. I don't really like the R32, although I know it's the legendary car. My cat is literally being a nuisance. Mr. Cat, what are you doing? Yeah, he cannot hear. He literally cannot hear. Stop, do that. Thank you. He actually stopped. He can't hear me, but he actually stopped. Okay. And then we have Jack Flint, which is a question I also get asked a lot, but I put it as Jack Flint. What is your job? Okay. So currently I'm not working with anything, but in like a couple of weeks I'm gonna start working singing in my town and doing stuff like that, doing music oriented stuff, singing in old people's homes, singing on, you know, whoa, you know, just for the town's well-being. What was that? That's what I'm gonna do. So that is what my job is gonna be. I just graduated, so it's kind of the first job I get. And also, of course, I want my job to be YouTube. That is the obvious dream here. So if you want to subscribe to my Patreon, I'm just kidding. I'm not that desperate, I promise. Okay, and then we have With Car Subaru, another guy that always is talking to me, always is asking me things, and I really enjoy it. He is asking me, what do you think of the Russian brand Lauda? Now, I'm not going to sit here and say that I know everything, all the technicalities of a Lauda. I don't know every model. I don't know everything I've seen is just that they are these little box cars. They don't go very quick. They're just, you know, when you look at the Russian people, it's kind of the Russian people's car because I feel like they are the same, you know. And if you're from Russia, I'm not saying that to offend you. Me myself, well, my family is from Russia originally. So basically, I am also kind of Russian, you know. So I hope I didn't offend you there, but you probably know what I mean. I mean, Lauda is very, very much. It feels like Russian culture, at least to me. So if you want to know what I think about them, I think they are kind of funny. I guess that would be my answer. And then we have Afshin Emrif, and he asks, what is next now that you have completed your rare collection? And that is a good question, my friend. I think that is my favorite question so far. I'm not, woo, that was maybe mean to say because all the other people also had great questions. But hey, I'm gonna say it and I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm hopefully gonna collect all the super rares soon. I only have 30 left. I'm also gonna work on saving up cash now because that's what I want to do. That is really what I'm doing right now. I'm currently at like 400k, which is not nearly enough. I want to save up like 5 million, I would say, and it's gonna take probably a few months. A couple of months is what I'm guessing, 2 months. And then when I'm at 5 million, we'll see what happens, right? I'm not gonna spend my cash until I'm at 5 million. I might do some panic upgrades if I need to upgrade something for an event, but I will not open a single ceramic pack from cash until I'm at 5 million. So we'll see how that goes for me, and that is the future plan. Then I don't know what I'm gonna do with that 5 million. That is something I will have to figure out then. But yeah. Then we have Tom Quinn and Top Drives pack openings. They both asked me, what are your cats' names? If you do not know, I have 2 cats, one of which was pestering me just now. And my cats are named Saiva and Ramhi Alfie, although a lot of people just say Alfie because it's too difficult to say Ramhi Alfie, but he is called that. And then it's Saiva, which is a nice. Both of them, Ram and Saiva, both those names are from a television show called The Tribe. I don't know if you watched it. It's a kids show about the apocalypse after a virus. It's very topical right now, I think. But yeah, definitely a recommendation from me. If you didn't watch it in your childhood, you should probably still watch it. And if you watched it from your childhood, I hope I made you remember it now. Okay, and then we have some guy called Blossom Charger. I have no idea who that is. But he asks, do you grill lettuce? This is such a... I don't want to get political. These are the questions I dread to answer, you know? Because you never know who you're gonna offend, man. And with the situation in the world right now, I'm gonna refrain. I'm gonna refrain, Blossom. I'm sorry. I also get that was... Okay, jokes aside, let's drop the jokes. Of course I know Blossom. Of course I don't grill lettuce. And I'm sorry if my joke just now was offensive to you. If you're a part of BLM, or if you are an activist currently fighting for the rights of people that should rightfully have their rights. If you're working to defund the police in America, I'm terribly sorry if you took offense to my joke. Okay? I agree with what you're doing. Continue doing what you're doing. Okay, let's move on to the next one. This is a question which is very close to my heart, right? This is Jazz XNV, and he asks me, what kind of music do you listen to? Now that is a question to ask me indeed. If you don't see my shirt here, I can show you. It says WPSE, which stands for Wicca Face Springs Eternal, which is definitely one of my favorite artists, if not my favorite artist. My favorite bands are Tiger's Jaw is definitely my all-time favorite band, pre-Adam leaving. But I also listen to a lot of like Midwest rock. I really like Tiny Moving Parts. I like oh, I'm not, I can't say, I need to say American Pleasure Club, but I like them when they had their prior name. I know I can't say that name on YouTube, but yeah. And I just enjoy kind of like, you know, depressing rockish music. It doesn't necessarily need to be depressing, but I like the kind of vibe when it's kind of moody, if you know what I mean. Yeah, so that is what kind of music I listen to, and it's often the kind of music I play as well. Okay, and then we have Noah Yulman, and he asks favorite car in Top Drives and favorite car IRL. Now, my favorite car in Top Drives, I think everybody knows, is the Nissan GTR Nismo price car, which I do not yet have. And my favorite car in real life, it's really a tie between the Mazda RX-7 and the Nissan GTR. Because I love those cars. I love both of those cars equally. I think they are both very cool cars, and I would wish to have them both at some point in my life. So definitely those are what I would answer when you ask about my favorite car in real life. And my favorite car in Top Dress is of course the Nissan GTR Nismo. Okay, final question by Fraser Dixon. This video is getting long at this point. In your opinion, what is the worst brand in the game? And I think it goes without saying, when I look at the overall look of cars, I would of course say Subaru, right? Because I don't like how they look. But in usefulness, Subaru is very high up in Top Drives, because Subaru has amazing cars in Top Drives for Top Drives, like the XT, for example, the Alcione, the I forgot what it's called, the all-surface car that goes up to 87 handling. You know what I'm talking about. Those are all super good cars, right? So I can't say Subarus. I do not know which brand I would say. I think I like pretty much all the brands equally. And I couldn't per se pick a specific brand that I do not like, you know, that I don't enjoy, that I want out of the game. I don't think there is such a brand. I like them all. So yeah, that is going to wrap up my Q&A. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you liked the video. If you did, make sure to leave it a like. You could also subscribe to the channel. That would help me out a lot. And also, if you want to support me further, my Patreon now has a bunch of cool stuff. I talked about it in the beginning of the video. So if you want to check that out, definitely check out the Patreon. Just have a look at what perks you can get. My Instagram is, of course, at Android Fanatic Top Drives. If you want to go and follow me, definitely do so, because then you will be probably get your question in the next video, which I will do sometime in November, December probably. Yeah. Thank you so much for watching today's video. If you want to subscribe and catch new videos, definitely do so. And that is pretty much all I had for you in today's episode. Until next time, guys, stay safe, have a good one, take care of one another. Mahow! I'm not PewDiePie.